Here we go. All right. Well, welcome to Health Goth Yoga. Crystal is on a cruise ship, as I understand. So hi, welcome. I'm Steph Kroll. I live in Philly. This is the living room of my row house here, and yeah, excited to be here with you all. We'll be doing a 50-minute flow to get into some prep for arm balances and just strengthen arms, shoulders, stretch a little bit too. Of course, always do what feels safe for you and feel free to take a break, child's pose, or anything you need during, and just listen to whatever your body needs. And you might hear my dog upstairs barking. She would bark more if she were here. So hopefully she's going to settle down in a few minutes. So we'll start just sitting up tall and connecting to the breath. And you are welcome to take this lying down or reclined. Just sitting up nice and tall. And really fill up the belly into the chest, up into the throat as you inhale. And as you exhale, release the same way, belly, chest, and throat. Just slowing down, noticing how we're feeling. Oh, sorry. Keep breathing there. I will put the playlist in the chat, which you can open up after we get our breathing settled in. And then keep breathing deeply and calmly. Just again, noticing how you feel and taking any of that information to inform your practice. And then you're welcome to just stay breathing or take your head off to one side, let your jaw, your brow release, and press the opposite fingertips into the floor. And next stretch that sort of lets you know along this side part of your neck and arm where more places the tension might be hiding. And then you can release there and take a couple of circles. And we'll go the other way in a minute, but you're welcome to go both ways so you don't have to keep track. And then we'll, your next exhale coming back to center. Just inhale, reach out and up and holding here for a moment. This pose with the arms makes you feel triumphant. So whenever you need a moment to think like things are great, even if they're not great, take a moment. You can just sort of stand like this in your house or anywhere, and it'll convince your body things are a little better than they seem. And then we'll take a stretch over to the right, long body reaching over. Gentle breathing, lengthening as we extend. And then come on up. And if you didn't hit play on the playlist and you want to, go for it. You're welcome to skip to the second song, but I think it'll be good no matter where you are. And if you're seated, switch the cross of your legs and let your head fall off to the other side. And again, pressing opposite fingertips into the floor, trying to release the jaw and the brow. And long, deep breaths. And then releasing there, just circle the opposite way, and it really doesn't matter too much if you don't remember which way you went. Just stop anywhere that needs a little extra love. And then next, exhale, come back to center. Inhaling to reach out and up. And just pause here, shoulders relaxed, hands active, belly strong. And lean over to the left, lengthening through the side body as the right side rounds down. All right. And then we'll come on up to a seat and head over to tabletop. So any way you want to get there, on hands and knees, fingers are spread wide. I'm sure you're all pros by now. You know about your tabletop. So everything spread nice and wide. Just moving through a couple rounds of cat-cow, get our backs warmed up a little bit. Moving with the breath, inhaling to open and exhale, tuck the belly, press into the hands, let the head gently follow. All right. Then coming back to center, we'll take the right foot back, just stretch the calf with a little wiggle. And then on an inhale, extend long for bird dog. So right leg, left arm reaching long, belly strong. Think of one straight line so you're not arching your back here. You're just reaching nice and long. And then we'll just lower that side down. Take the left foot out, wiggle to stretch the calf. Belly strong, back flat, inhaling to lift the left leg and the right arm to extend and hold. All right, and then we'll lower both those down, bending again into the right leg to lift up, and then you'll bend the knee, flex the foot up toward the ceiling, and just take a few kicks up toward the ceiling, trying to keep the hips as level as you can. Nice. And then we'll extend to point the foot behind us and bend to flex the foot toward the ceiling. Extend to point back and bend to flex. Extend to point and bend to flex. Good. And then just lower down, wiggle if you'd like to. Take the opposite leg back to flex the foot up toward the ceiling, bending the knee, and just press up toward the ceiling, hips nice and level. And then straighten out to point, moving with the breath, flex toward the ceiling. And straighten to point, belly strong, and flex up. And then point. And flex. And then bring the knees together. We'll just be on the knees for another minute here. We're going to come up to kneeling and then just thinking about our handstands. Your hands will come together and then elbows on opposite side of your head, trying to get those forearms nice and upright. And then if you think about here, our backs kind of want to arch, so tuck the belly in. And so as you press the ceilings toward the ceilings, as you press your elbows toward the ceiling, hands pressing together, you're tucking the rib cage down to be nice and straight. And it's kind of intense, even though we're just kind of hanging out here. All right, nice. And then release down. We'll take this kind of a long forearm plank. So you can be on your hands or interlace your hands and tuck the bottom pinky and then walk out. So it's not, your knees are not above your hips. You're extended out here. It's kind of an awkward looking pose. So this is core and arm work. We're pressing strong into the elbows and holding the core strong. And then think about you're pushing so much into your elbows, your shoulder blades are coming apart on the back. Back is just a little bit rounded here. And then we'll think about some little tiny cat-cows where we don't move our hips, we're just moving our chest. So we're going to open the chest down and forward and then tuck the chest in like cat pose, pressing into the elbows. So hips are staying there, pressing into the knees, opening forward. It may not be a lot. And then exhale, tuck everything, looking back toward the belly. And just one more of those, just a mini opening. You might be able to feel this in your shoulder blades and your core. And tucking as we exhale. Nice. And then we'll walk back out of it into tabletop. And take some scapular push-ups. So these are push-ups where we're really just moving through our shoulder blades. We're just moving our chest down a little bit toward the floor and then up toward the ceiling. So your arms are mostly staying straight, but you can bend them a little if that would feel better. So think about chest moving toward the floor, shoulder blades coming together on your back. You sort of sink into your chest and then press the floor away as your shoulder blades move apart on your back, and you think a little bit cat in the upper back. Take a few rounds here. So we're just sort of exploring this full flexibility of our rhomboids and our trapezius back there, the movement of the shoulder blades. And just gently down and up. So in all arm balances, in plank pose and forearm plank, we want to be at the top of the scapular push-up. We don't want to be at the bottom. At the bottom is where injury will occur because you're not supported by your muscles. So while it's good to do these push-ups, think about all your poses. You want to be at the top of it. All right, nice. We're doing a little more here on our hands and knees, and then we'll get flowing. So we're going to take puppy pose on our elbows. So sort of walk out to check where your puppy pose would be, hips over knees, and then place your elbows down. And you may have to wiggle around, hands together. And again, that same idea of when we were kneeling, elbows coming overhead, and here the chest is coming through. And if this is too much, just take a normal puppy pose or child's pose. And breathe. All right, and then come out however you can, maybe just planting the hands and walking up. And now we will take a down dog. So tucking your toes, lengthening your stance a little bit, hips come into the air, feet at least 2 fist widths apart, pressing evenly into the whole ball of the foot, maybe not locking out the knees, and the heart is aiming for your feet. Belly strong, thighs strong. And you can pedal or wiggle here. If you want to stretch your IT band, you can lean your hips over to one side. And then the other, just take a couple of breaths here. Maybe sigh it out. Taking a nice big inhale, and on your next exhale, take a walk to the front of the mat, forward fold. Knees can be as bent as you like. Even just a gentle bend can really relieve stress in the low back, even if you're very flexible. I'm always bending my knees in forward fold. Maybe flutter out the lips. Shake your head yes or no. Grab opposite elbows. Just working into this nice forward fold. And then we'll roll up through stand, rounding the back. And then as we come up, standing nice and tall in our mountain pose. So rooting through the feet, belly strong, standing in your strength and all of your talents, and what, people's faces light up when they see you and what that's for and about. And mountain pose is a great place to regroup anytime you kind of need to step back into your power and your strength. At work, people won't really notice if you're kind of doing a little mountain pose. But if you pull a warrior 2 on them, they might notice that. All right, we'll take a sun salutation A. On your next inhale, reach out and up through the sides or forward. And exhale, fold forward, long back, knees maybe soft at the bottom. Inhale to a flat back, really open up the heart, get nice and flat. And as you exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank pose. Hold here as you inhale and press the floor away, the top of that scapular push up. And exhale, lower chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, Ashtakranam. On an inhale, shoulders come down and back as you lift up into any back bend, cobra, baby cobra, up dog. And then through knees or through a push up, back to down dog. Pedal, sway, or wiggle. Maybe sigh it out. Filling up the lungs, noticing the quality of the breath. The grounding breath brings us back to reality. And on your next exhale, step or hop front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up, tall mountain. And exhale, hands to heart center. Check in about what brought you to practice right now, what your body needs, how to best listen to it. We'll take a classical sun salutation, inhaling, reach up, and exhale, fold with a long back. Inhale, flat back. And then exhale, step your left leg back to a low lunge and drop the knee. Toes can be however you need them. Inhale, arms up for low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, take your vinyasa or skip it. Really up to you how you want to move through those. Opening to cobra or up dog. And then down dog, leading with the core. Pedal, sway, or wiggle. And then we'll inhale the right leg to the sky, hips stay level. Exhale, step between the hands, lower that back knee again. Inhale, reaching up again to our low lunge, coming forward. Exhale, frame out the foot, step forward. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. And hands to heart center. The other side. Inhale, up. And exhale, fold long back. Inhale, flat. And exhale, step the right leg back, lower the knee. Inhale, reach the arms up, low lunge. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, top of a push-up. And take a breath here. And on your next exhale, knees, chest, chin, chaturanga. Chaturanga on your knees. Inhaling to open. And exhaling, lead with the core back to down dog. Take a breath. All right, inhaling the left leg to the sky. Exhale, step between the hands, lower the back knee. Inhale, reach arms up, low lunge. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, flat. And exhale, fold. And inhale, reach arms all the way up to the sky. Hands to heart center. And then we'll head back through one more sun A. Inhale up. And fold. Inhale, flat. Take your vinyasa. Opening to inhale. And then back to down dog. We'll just stay here for one breath and then come forward to our bellies if you want to roll forward into plank, top of a push-up, and then exhale, lower slowly down to the floor. And we'll take a dynamic cobra pose. So your hands are by your ribs here. Neck is nice and long. All the toes pressing into the floor. But try to relax your butt and your back. So you're going to press yourself to lift up using your arm strength and relaxing your back and butt, and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, press up. This helps us stretch our sciatic nerve, and then exhale, come down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down. All right, the next thing is we'll head back to down dog, either through a push-up or through tabletop, your choice. Pedal, sway, or sigh. And of course, always take a child's pose whenever you want to. We're going to come back to our bellies, inhaling to come forward and lowering down any way you like for Gecko Cobra. So you'll place hands on fingertips off from your shoulder, elbows toward the sky, feet tucked in. Inhaling to lift the chest and open. And then exhale, dip left shoulder to twist right. Inhale through center. And right shoulder to twist left. One more each side. Through center. And twist. And through center. And twist. Nice. Then coming back, head back to your laying flat. We're going to take a little bit of outer hip strengthening. So roll onto your side into what I call Marvin Gaye pose. So you're just resting your head on your hand here. Your feet should be below your hips, so you kind of look back and you should just see them over there. And we're just going to do a few clamshells to strengthen the outer hips, which yoga sometimes leaves behind. So we'll take 5 of those, opening up and then closing back. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. And then we'll lift the knee back up and hold it there. And then you're going to lift the foot up and bring it down. And 4, foot up and down. So you're getting a little internal rotation there. 3. And 2. And 1. And then we're going to lift up here and kick back and flex. So behind you, you should feel kind of like you're going to fall over. Bring it forward to a hover and kick back. And 3. Belly strong. And 2. And 1. And then we're going to put all that together so you can lower it down. We're going to open to a clam, lift the foot, kick back, bend back in, foot, and then knees. Knees open, heel lifts, kick back, bend, feet together, and down. And just one more of these, knees open, foot lifts, kick back, together, and feet and knees. All right, then we'll switch over to the other side. So as you line up here, it's not the best angle, checking out your feet and then hands on your hip. And we'll take 5 of those clamshells, just lifting the knee. You want to keep your hips stacked, so don't let your hip come open just so you can like get your leg up higher. And you're really squeezing the outer hip here. We've got 2 more of these. Excuse me, and 1. And then knee comes up and the foot comes up and lowers to touch the foot. And 2, knee staying up. And 3. And 4. And 5. Foot down and then bringing the foot back up, kick behind us, 5. And bend. It's always harder on the second side, 4. And bend, kicking back, 3. And 2. And 1. And bend and lower, and we'll put it together. So knee open, foot up, kick back, bend in, feet together, knees together. Knee, foot, kick, keep breathing, bend, foot, knee, and last one, knee, lift foot, kick back, bend in, and feet and knees. And feel free to take a little reclined figure 4 in the middle here. We'll get back to some flowing next. All right, make your way to a down dog. Woo. Some days you really feel those. Okay, so we'll take a 3-legged dog leg lift 3 times. So you'll take your right leg up, hips stay very still. Right leg to the sky and then lower it back into down dog. So right leg to 3-legged dog, hips stay still and lower. And a 3rd time, right leg up and then lower to down dog. Then right knee into the chest core plank and then back to down dog. Plant the foot and right knee into chest core plank and then come back. And right knee into the chest, step between your hands and lower the back knee for a low lunge again. We're going to come up and take those arms we took before. So hands are together and elbows come overhead. Maybe come out a little bit so you can like not be arching your back. Tucking the belly nice and tall as elbows reach toward the sky. So just getting our upper body in the feeling for going upside down. All right, nice. And then plant the hands. We're going to come back into half Hanumanasana, straightening out the front leg. And then again, inhale, bend forward, low lunge. Exhale, back, half Hanuman. And inhale forward. And then back, hold for a couple breaths here. You don't have to have your knees straight. Lengthening through the waist as you fold. All right. And then we'll come forward, reaching arms up for the low lunge. And then interlace your hands behind your back. Open the chest and drive hands down. Nice. All right, gently release. We're coming back into half Hanumanasana. So you'll straighten the front leg. And if it's hard to reach the floor, maybe you have blocks or books or something, what we're going to do is use the core and the hip flexor to lift the front leg. So lean back a little bit and then just try to lift your front leg up and lower. And 2 more times. Core strong as you lift and lower and lift and lower. Nice. And then we're just coming forward, plant hands, step back into plank pose or down dog. Take a vinyasa or skip it. And we'll head to the other side. So this class is a little less flowy than usual just because we're working on some skills here. So we'll take those three-legged dogs again with the left leg on an inhale with the hips staying very still, lift, and then lower the foot. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower, and 3. And then left knee into chest core plank and back to down dog. And knee to chest and back. And knee to chest, step it through. For Anjaneyasana, low lunge, arms reach up at first. And then again, bringing the hands to prayer, elbows up, maybe come out a little bit so that your torso can be really straight as your elbows press up toward the ceiling, legs squeezing together on the floor. All right, next exhale, release and straighten out the front leg. Inhale, come forward, low lunge, bend the knee. Exhale, back, half Hanuman. Inhale forward. And exhale back and stay here, lengthening long, strong belly and back. And gently folding deeper. Then into the front knee, reach the arms up and try to do the awkward interlace of your hands. Open the chest. Maybe you sink down a little deeper. All right, releasing there. We'll head back into our half Hanumanasana, pressing into the fingertips, maybe rounding the back a little as the belly pulls in, and then just lift your leg up. It may not come up. It really depends. And try to lift it 3 times. But even just the effort is doing all the same things. And after 3 of those, take your vinyasa or skip it. Take a child's pose or a down dog. Hopefully not feeling too tired here. All right, we're going to come back into our tabletop for some tricep push-ups. If you have wrist issues, you can do these on your forearms too instead. So I do them with a leg up. And again, you want your hips nice and level, no opening. And then you'll tip forward, like keeping your forearms straight up and down. And you'll tip forward and sort of try to kiss the floor almost, and then back up. So if you like that one, you can do that one. Do about 3. They're pretty intense. Otherwise, you can do it with your leg down, or you can do it on your forearms, just coming forward. Same idea, moving the chest forward. And after you've done 3 on one side, then take 3 on the other side. Hips level, leg behind you, and dipping forward and back up. Elbows coming back, trying to keep your forearms straight up and down, but they may not be perfect, and that is yoga. Nice. Take a little wiggle cat-cow, whatever you need after that. And we'll head back into our down dog. Pedal, sway, or wiggle there. All right. So we'll take an inhale with the right leg to the sky, keeping it up in 3-legged dog. Just pulse it up toward the ceiling 3 times. And then on your next exhale, bring knee to chest. We're coming into pyramid pose, so you don't have to step it forward that much. And just sort of come up unceremoniously and lower that back heel for pyramid, turning the hips forward. Your hands can interlace or take reverse prayer, or you can reach for the floor, whichever version you like, to open and fold. So we're squeezing the legs together and lengthening the chest as we fold, relaxing down as we exhale. Inhaling to lengthen and exhale, relax. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, relax. Take 1 breath here and then head back into your crescent lunge. So you're going to let that left leg come back a little further as arms reach up. And we'll head into a warrior 3. Your arms can stay up or come to prayer as you lean forward. Again, think about those hips staying nice and level. I always want to open mine because it feels like it's easier. It is easier. This hip that we worked might be screaming at you. Arms long or in prayer. Focus as the belly is strong. And then we're going to come into a standing split. So reach down for the floor. The leg may not go up any higher. And just take a breath here as you're thinking about the leg going higher. Thinking about if this were heading into your handstand, your hips would be so nice and level, and you would just kick right up. All right, and then we'll lower back into a low lunge. Take your vinyasa or skip it. Connecting to the breath. Take a couple of breaths here in down dog. Maybe sigh it out. All right. Inhale the left leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Hips are closed, and then pulse it up 3 times to the ceiling. Knee to chest, not a huge step as we come up for pyramid pose. Just sort of step right into it. Whatever version of the hands you like, to open the chest and fold forward. Inhaling to lengthen, look maybe toward the toes. Exhale, relax in, squeezing the legs together. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Take 1 more breath here before we release hands, come back up into a longer crescent lunge. And then arms up above or in prayer or by your sides, coming forward to our warrior 3. Hips staying level, a little bit of hip screaming as the left hip pulls up a little bit. The right just goes down a little bit more than we want it to. And then we head into a standing split, reaching for the floor. Or if you are a real lover of balance, you can grab onto your ankle. Core always being the key to balance, no matter what position we're in. All right, and then when you're ready, lower back into your low lunge, take a vinyasa or skip it. All right. Well, this class goes by so much faster. We may end up going over. So we'll come into a boat pose for a little bit more core. And then we'll take some time to play if you want to go upside down. So your boat pose today could be here, holding the legs with the feet down. We want a straight back, and you don't want your back doing the work. So belly strong. If you feel like your back is doing the work, just come down a level. So here you can hold the legs here. You can reach out. You can go all the way up if you want to, pulling the belly in strong. It really helps to smile in boat pose. Picture yourself right now on a cruise ship with Crystal Rose. Yep, that's where we are. All right, we're gonna go low boat now. So inhale here, open the chest, and then exhale, lower down. You can always put hands down. Inhale there, and exhale, come back up. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, lower. Belly is strong. Inhale there, come back up. Inhale there, and exhale, lower. And inhale there, exhale, back up. All right, plant your feet, stretch it out, lengthen. Maybe stretch your neck a little bit. All right, so not everyone has your video on. You don't have to. I'll do some Sirsasana 2 cues, but if you're working on Pincha or something and you'd rather do that, go for it. One thing I like to do with Pincha Mayurasana is to hold a block. So I'm not going to go into it because my husband will murder me if I ever hit his tongue in this room. And I love him and I don't want to do that. So elbows are down if you're going into Pincha, and then holding the block just helps me not feel like my hands are like moving towards center, and it helps me ground my hands. If that's a lot for your shoulders, you can also hold the block and go into it. And then if you were to do this, you would come into sort of a dolphin pose, which you're also welcome to not go upside down at all today, and just come into dolphin with your hands down and just lift one leg at a time. Eventually, maybe taking a few little hops. Feel free to grab a wall. I always do for Pincha. And then you just get on up. And for Sirsasana 2, it's the same, almost the same. So elbows again, always under the shoulders, hands interlaced, tuck the bottom pinky, and your head just rests into the little crook of your hands, like a little nest there. And then once you're set up there, press strong into your elbows, press into your feet to come up, and you just gently walk your feet toward you till your body is upright, and you can stay there, or you can bring one knee into your chest, or you can bring the other knee in, breathing, and stay there or extend up. Breathing, pressing into the elbows, and then when you're ready, just come on down. I don't suggest you kick up into Sirsasana, the one I just did. I suggest you try to work the flexibility and the strength of your belly. So if you're somewhere along the way, you can just cup the head and then walk the feet toward you, pressing to the elbows. This is still a great workout. And you can bend the knees if your hamstrings aren't so flexible. So take a little bit there just to play. Yeah. Or a dolphin pose. Yeah, whatever. Or if you like tripod headstand. I have you all down here on my computer. Nice, looking good. Good, Kristen. All right, yeah. And then once you've done a little bit of upside downing, then go ahead and take a child's pose, sitting back on the heels. as the arms reach long. And reconnecting to the breath. These are really energizing poses and they take a lot of energy too. So take a few breaths here back into it. Expanding fully and exhaling fully. All right. So almost all arm balances, we're using our arms, but especially as women, sometimes our necks just sort of like get in there and help out even when they're not what we're specifically targeting. So you're welcome to take child's pose with your hands behind your back, behind your head. So on elbows, then hands in prayer behind your head. Or if you want to, you can sit and just bring Gomukhasana arm, so this cow face arm up and overhead one at a time. Take whatever would feel more stretchy for whatever you worked, and you can always switch. And you're welcome to take full cow face arms. If you have a hard time reaching your other hand, you can just wrap your hand behind you or grab your shirt, or I'm sure you all know this one, but I'll just show you from behind, reaching to grab the hand fingers and then sit up a little taller. Relaxing our jaws and our brows, releasing our tongues from pressing to our mouths. And then release and take the other arm overhead. Or if you're in child's pose, you're welcome to come out and do this for shorter time or stay there, whatever you need. And either holding the elbow or reaching back, or maybe taking the full bind. And the side might not be as open. And then gently release there. I also like bringing this arm straight across the chest. I may hit this microphone though. And really active hand on the straight arm as you pull it in. If that's, you want more, you can slide your bent arm down closer to your wrist. And then you can also tilt your head in the same direction as the hand or away, however that might feel good on your neck. Returning to the breath and take the other side. I'm not gonna try not to smush this microphone. It's the tiniest little microphone. It's like 2 inches. It's really cute, but it's shaped like a normal one. It's funny. All right, and then gently release there. Take some shoulder rolls if that would feel good, or some extra neck stretches. So it's by building arm strength, we will be doing less of the work with our necks and upper backs. So keep working on those forearm planks and chaturangas, which chaturanga is really the best prep for arm balances. All right, and then we'll take a seated twist, whichever, well, I like to twist right first. It's better for your digestive system. So right foot over the left. Your left leg can be bent or straight, of course. And then get up tall and reach the right hand behind you. Sit up even taller as you reach up, and then hug the knee or reach across, belly pulling in to support your back. Breathe deeply and release any other tension that doesn't need to be there. And on your next exhale, gently counter twist to the left. And then we'll switch sides. So I switch. Sometimes I take my twist with the leg straight and sometimes I bend it. It's nice to get some variety in there. Sit up tall, reach back with the left, belly pulling in, reach up tall with the right and cross or grab the knee. And it's great to pull the belly in and strengthen it in every twist that supports our backs. And then next, exhale, gently counter twist over to the right. Um, and then take any last stretches that you'd like. If you want a pigeon or a figure four, if you know pigeon, you usually know it. The figure four, you cross the leg over, flexing the top foot. Stay here to press open or grab the back bottom leg and pull toward you. And then again, nice long breaths, whichever pose you're in, signaling to the body that we're, playing around safely. We're not stressed. And you're welcome to stay a little longer or switch any way you like to the other side. Again, if it's figure four, really flex your foot, reach behind the other knee and pull toward you, relaxing shoulders. So just the arms are doing the work and that flexed foot. And then gently release there and take any other poses that you'd like before Shavasana. A happy baby, some bridge, supported bridge. It doesn't even have to be yoga, just anything that would help you seal out the practice. And then when you're ready, come into a Shavasana, a resting pose, any pose you like. Constructive rest can be nice if your back is finicky, so feet wide, knees together, and hands on your body. But of course, there's always the classic laying long arms and legs splayed wide, just really letting everything relax as you take up some space or anything in between. And as we're here, just really letting everything relax. If you think about the people you love and care about, we aim to show them we love them by listening and by, being relaxing, being agreeable at times, not just to keep, everything perfect, but the same for our bodies, giving it rest and listening to what it needs are really the greatest ways you can show that you love your body. So let yourself relax into the floor. Check as you scan from head down the arms, the chest, the legs, and the toes. Everything's relaxed. And our brains are going to keep working. That's their job. But try to also let those rest. And as you lay here, you can say to yourself as you breathe in, breathe, breathe. As you breathe out, breathe, breathe. And as thoughts come in, that's not breath, not breath. We'll stay here for a few minutes in Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and just notice. I have a very hard time in Shavasana myself, so just notice where your brain went. Really, meditation isn't clearing your mind, it's approaching your thoughts in a different way, as Sharon Salzberg says. So, if your brain insisted on doing something, just recognize that's what it did. And if you were able to just try to bring it back to the breath, then that's meditation and that's success. Every millisecond, you're able to focus on the breath and the body. And start to bring some movement back into hands and toes, rolling out, maybe rocking your head side to side for a back of the head massage, which can be really helpful to release stress. And full body stretch, reminding us again of that upright pose we aimed to have in our inversions. And then slowly making your way onto one side. You see the right is for relaxation and the left is for energy, but you can just pick a favorite side. And here, just marveling at the trillions of atoms and the millions of cells that are in our bodies just operating every day, keeping us running without us even noticing everything about that. The miracle of the breath, bringing us back to the moment, to the truth of the body whenever we need it. Not to mention keeping us alive. And for ourselves and what we are contributing to our communities, to our friends and families, to the world, and how valuable that is. And then when you're ready, join me in a nice tall seat, and we'll close with the sound of Om. And you're welcome to join in or just listen. Hands on knees or to heart center if that feels meaningful. We'll take a full inhale. Full exhale. And inhale for Om. Om. May all beings be happy and free, and may my thoughts, words, and actions contribute to their happiness and freedom. Thank you so much for honoring me with your practice today. Shanti, peace. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Steph.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Steph.